What's going on, guys? All Up Blitzel here, and today we have an updated Lost Zone box. This one with amazing Raikou, amazing Zacian, and Zamazenta. I based this list off Pablo Meza's top 8 Amazing Rayquaza list, but I took out the Rayquaza package for Zamazenta, and Zacian already has synergy with the energy in the deck, so I put it in too. So let's get into the list. We have our usual suspects from the Lost Zone deck: Comfey, Sableye, Cramorant, Greninja, Manaphy, Zigzagoon, all mainstays, all are integral to the deck in their own different ways. But my attackers of choice in this deck are the main attacker. It's going to be Raikou Amazing Rare. Its powerful Amazing Shot attack lets us do 120 damage to our opponent's active and one of their bench Pokemon. So this is very nice because Electric is a great weakness to hit right now into Lugia, Lumineon, Palkia occasionally, and also in Mirror you can KO 2 of their relatively small, fragile Pokemon. Need the Drapion in here to improve the Mew matchup. We have the Zamazenta, because it's a great revenge attacker and can help us one-shot basic Vs and even softened up V stars and V maxes. It's especially useful at getting rid of Stoutland quickly. And I'm playing the Amazing Zacian in this deck. I originally was trying the Sky Sealstone package out, but I found the Zacian to be a little more consistent at dealing with Mew. Our game plan into Mew will just be take one Mew out with the Drapion, one with Zamazenta. Other than that, we have the usual suspects in Colress, Boss. I'm playing one Raihan to help us. So we play a lot of different energies, sometimes pulling out of the discard pile and searching us for like a switch or Mirage Gate's pretty useful. Your typical 4 net, 4 VIP, 4 gate. I'm playing 3 rope, 3 quick ball, 2 rods, 1 heavy ball. I've kind of toying around with heavy ball or Lumineon. Heavy ball we sort of need if our certain, like one of attackers are prized in specific matchups. So I'm currently siding with heavy ball. That could be changed. Recycler to get energies back. We have Choice Belt mainly for it can work on Raikou so we can one-shot Lugia, and on Zamazenta so we can one-shot Mew and Duraludon. Air Balloon for the retreat. Training Court as a path counter and help us get our energies back when we need. And 4 metal, which is good for Raikou, Zacian, and Zamazenta. 3 grass for Raikou, 3 lightning for Raikou, and 2 psychic for Sableye and Zacian. I have a couple battles. If there are any decks you want to see, please comment down below. Please check out my Crown Zenith playlist if you've missed any videos. And please consider subscribing. It supports the content and helps me keep going here. So yeah, enjoy the battles. Alright, on to the first game here. We're going first. Our hand is very strong. So we have the VIP to find Comfey. We have the Radiant Greninja to help us get moving. We have Quick Ball so we're against Mew, so we can get Comfey and Oranguru here. Already have the Greninja, Drapion, and Zacian on deck, so that's great. We do not need Lightning Energies for this specific matchup. We'll prioritize the Psychic because we only have 2 of them. We will attach Retreat, Flower Selecting. We'll need the Training Court, Knowledge Guru. I put the Quick Ball on top. We had a Colress on top, so if we do get Marty on the first turn, that could be sort of unfortunate that we took the Colress off the top, but Quick Ball is still an okay card to have on there. Because we can spit and KO this Oricorio next turn, potentially. So Quick Ball for Genesect. Quick Ball again. Out DTE and find a Mew. Bench the Mew, attach DTE, Genesect for 1, so their hands kind of clogged. Oh, they found another Genesect. That VIP pass. For Mew Genesect, so now they are definitely moving. But they don't really want to open Oricorio in this matchup, so they'd rather have another Mew V. So they will judge, so that is unfortunate. Our hand was pretty good. And now our hand is not very good. So they will use that Star Alchemy. They find paths at the peak and will pass. So on to our turn, we'll use Flower Selecting. I will take the Ordinary Rod. We do have 2 metals Lost Zone now, which is a bit troubling. I'll take the Raihan over the Lightning. We do not need Lightning in this matchup. Raikou is not the most efficient attacker. It's not bad, but it's not exactly the most efficient. So I will Oranguru to stack the Raihan on top in case of a Marnie. These Mew lists sometimes play a couple Judge and a Marnie, so it's always worth it to stack a card on top like that. So they will vacuum out their own path. Genesect for 4. So we will be going for Drapion through 1 Mew and Zacian through the second Mew. The Oranguru is useful in messing up Zacian's math. Normally I can just use Zacian as Zigzagoon, but with Oranguru I need Choice Belt or Double Net, so Cramorant, that hits heads. We were Marnied back into our Raihan, so we do have the Drapion play all in hand, which is great. We prefer to Zacian first because the Drapion's a lot easier to find when you're getting Rock Sand and Hand Disrupted, but sometimes beggars can't be choosers. So we'll attach to our Mew, Genesect for 4. We do have 5 in the Lost Zone, 2 metals. We have to be careful not to Lost Zone. And another metal, keeping our options open to Zamazenta in case they start deciding to Psychic Leap is definitely an option for us. They path us again, so we will need to find Training Court off of this Raihan, but we do have the Zamazenta play all lined up. Not Zamazenta, Drapion, excuse me. So Oranguru, the Raikou to the top. I will flower selecting. I'll take Mirage Gate over Raikou. I'm gonna Raihan energy to the active so we can retreat. I'll get my Training Court. I will drop the Training Court. Quick ball at Cramorant. Get the Drapion. So we will conceal cards out of metal. Draw Scoop Up Net. So I'll grab back that metal, bench the Drapion, retreat into it, and take this knockout. I'll ping the Radiant Greninja for 60. I'm not going to ping my own Drapion because I want to force my opponent to have an extra tablet here. Find the Mirage Gate, a Comfey, and a VIP off the prizes. We have triple gate in hand. We have Zigzagoon in 1 net, so we're not super duper far off the Zacian play. Our opponent does counteract Stadium, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll take that over Path to the Peak. But they do need to find the Velocity to get rid of our Drapion, so that is what they need to find. They will vacuum to thin out their hand a little bit. Genesect for 3. So a quick ball that will likely find another Mew. They will. They're searching. I just really hope I don't get Rock Sand. That's the issue. That the Zacian play can be a little hard to pull off, so especially when you're getting Marnied or judged every turn, or Rock Sand is the worst. So hopefully we don't get Rock Sand. Hopefully we can hold his hand. That's our final Fusion Strike system. So they're still missing that Mew VMAX. Haven't put any damage modifiers, so there is the tablet. So that was one of the cards that they drew, and Ultra Ball. So they found 2 of the cards they needed off that 3. Wow, they probably drew 3 cards because they drew double Ultra Ball. Red, and there's a judge. So maybe they didn't draw Ultra Ball, and they just had an awkward hand that they didn't want to discard cards from. So we get judged into a pretty poor hand. Unfortunately, our other Sableye is prized, so we can't go for a Lost Mine play on this Oranguru, because another way we can go down is Lost Mine the Oranguru, and we can let 3, we can then set up the Mews to be cleaned up by Zacian, and then also by taking Oranguru, Zamazenta could KO a V to win the game, so it's another avenue we could go down, but we will need to find our heavy ball, because our other Sableye is prized. The Lost Zone 1, turn 1, so Drapion goes to the Lost Zone, we put our Comfey. We have 2 turns to find the pieces to win. I will Guru stack the Manaphy on top so we can Lost Zone it. We'll definitely get metal over Manaphy. I will conceal cards and metal. Trying to conceal cards. Colress is a great find. But this is a very awkward Colress. These are all 5 cards I want to keep, but I cannot. So I think definitely keep one of the rods. I don't necessarily need this other Grass Energy. I haven't lost on one of those yet. I still have 2 more of those. So I'm going to take this. there could be the argument to be made that I should take the other net over the gate. I think this was a misplay. I should not have played this quick ball because I don't want to reveal the Zacian play, but I'd also takes an out to find it out of my deck. So I do end up grabbing the Zamazenta. Don't really have much other options. I don't want to swing the Zacian into the Mew for not enough to knock out, because then they can Psychic Leap and Lost on me, and then the game is basically over. So I thought I had a Sableye in deck, but I did not, so I just ended up having to grab the Zamazenta. So Lost Box is very important that you check your prizes as Roxanne, because you have a lot of resources that you only play a couple of, so if you lost them early, you might have some problems later. So definitely an important deck to check your prizes for, more so than a lot of others in format. Of course, you should always do it regardless of what deck you're playing, especially get into the habit of doing it on PTCGO, because it's an important skill to have in real life for when you play cards IRL. So we will lost on Zamazenta, because Choice Belt we do need to win. We do not get there, so I'm going to attach, retreat, one more flower selecting, just keep digging, nothing. I don't need Heavy Ball at this point. Sableye will not cut it, because if we grab the Sableye, I suppose we could attack with it. But we'd have the Rod and Gate, which I kind of want to hold both those cards for next turn and just go for the win next turn with the Zacian. We could be in a pretty rough spot if our opponent just Psychic Leaps and just doesn't leave a VMAX in play, but they don't suspect the Zacian. We haven't showed it. They have no reason to believe that we have it. So there's a Parasol. Back into the other Mew. I would Techno Blast with the knockouts. We have to find the win this turn. I'll bench put the Comfey. We will flower selecting. There's a Colress. That's amazing. We will Colress. There's Zacian and double gates. We will be able to lock up this game with the amazing blade, or amazing sword. So we'll get 2 energies out of the deck. We'll Rod back into two more. I accidentally hit do both. Doesn't really matter though. We just need to put a Grass in, and then 1 to retreat with our Comfey. So we'll accelerate the Grass to the Zacian. Lightning to active. We'll retreat. Put the belt on, and an amazing sword for 310, and that is a good game. Alright, on to the next one here. We're going first once again. Not the greatest hand ever. We do have a VIP pass to get Comfey, Radiant Greninja, and start setting up, but not exactly the strongest hand ever. No supporter, much draw after that, so we really need this concealed cards and flower selecting to really get us moving. So Manaphy's in deck, which is an important one in a potential Lost Box mirror. We will conceal cards of Grass. There is a VIP, so I'm going to get Comfey and Oranguru. I could have got Cramorant instead, but I will take a Oranguru for now. Lightning Energy is nice to grab. Don't necessarily need Raihan too badly. Zamazenta unfortunately has to go. I suppose this could be Giratina, and then losing Zamazenta would sort of suck. But don't want to necessarily lost on another Grass, but I don't want to lose on a Raikou either, because it is our best attacker in mirror. So we are going to get 4 in the loss on the first turn, which does bode well for a turn 2 gate. So we will stack the gate on top in case our opponent throws out a Marnie. You never know on the TCGO ladder. So there's 4 in there. We could get punished if we're against that Turbo Gate deck and they get turn 1 Moonlight Shuriken. That would be very frustrating. But I want to save the bench spot in case they do not take a knockout, and we can bench the Raikou, because we're just a Colress and 1 flower selecting away from being able to use Mirage Gate and start using Amazing Shot. So Lightning Energy from my opponent. There's a VIP pass. Like, Manaphy isn't necessarily going to be my opponent's top priority on the first turn, but seeing how strong my first turn was, he probably will want to find that Manaphy. There's a flower selecting Fighting Energy, so this is probably amazing Rayquaza. or it could be the Sealstone version with the Zapdos, or it could be a mixture of both. There's the second Comfey. There's Sableye going away. We like to see that. Sableye is a pretty good attacker in the matchup to take multiple prize turns. So this Comfey is going to be going down. They will go for their flower selecting first. Get rid of a Raihan. They'll tap retreat and spit and KO our Comfey. So we really need to find a Colress. Oh, but they just left 2 Pokemon in play, so an amazing shot can win it for us here. So we'll promote. We use concealed cards out the Psychic. No Colress yet. I am going to Quick Ball out the Choice Belt and find another Comfey. You see all 4 Colress are in there. So Flower Select, nothing yet. So let's keep the Recycler, I guess. I'll bench. Go back into the Comfey. Grab a net. We're still not quite there. Having to loss in a second metal is sort of rough. I'll Guru and stack the Lightning. We do find a net, so we can pull off 1 more Flower Selecting this turn. And another concealed card, so we still can get there. I'll draw concealed cards. There's a Colress and the Lightning Energy. We are just a switching card away from winning, or another gate. We've exhausted all 4 nets. There's the escape rope. We're gonna be able to pull it off this turn, so we'll recycle back into 3 energies. Mirage Gate down, Grass and Metal. Nope, do not grab Lightning. That'd be incredibly unfortunate. Escape rope, Lightning, an amazing shot for 2 prizes, and that is a good game. That was pretty crazy. All right, on to our final game. We're calling the coin. First 3 out of 3 games. That's always wonderful. In a very strong hand. We have concealed cards, Flower Selecting, and a Colress to back that up. So, another Mew that started Oricorio. That is quite funny. I'm not hitting meaningful of the concealed cards. I do take the Colress over the Training Court. I don't know if that's the right call, but I don't want to loss in supporters, and I don't want to lose Stadium. That's a very unfortunate early draw, because now our Drapion could get really shut down by a path if our opponent's able to time it correctly. So this game could get pretty scuffed now. A quick ball for a Mew. Unfortunately, I found no VIP passes, which is sort of the risk you take with this deck, because there are builds that play heavy capture and quick ball and not the VIP passes, so they're a little stronger in the mid to late game. But the VIP passes are much stronger on that first turn, where you can get that very big board and you just get all your Comfeys, get your Cramorant, your Greninja. So you do see a Judge. That's a bit unfortunate. Our hand is horrible. Luckily, our opponent can't pressure this Comfey, otherwise we would be in a very even worse position. So we need a great top deck, and we can see a few cards, but we're not just completely breaking, but we need a little bit. But of course, as lost blocks in this matchup, we don't need to take a KO every single turn, or even every other turn. We just need to take 2 KOs to win. So as long as we can do that, get in a somewhat timely fashion, we do the other Mew down, we're alright. As you saw in the first game, it took me until like the very last moment to find that Zacian KO. It took my opponent, it took me a few turns to get it. It wasn't just boom boom. So. Quick ball top deck is not great. We will rope. Maybe they'll give us a Mew to hit into. Nope, other Genesect. So we will Comfey. There's a Colress. Losing a Psychic is sort of rough though. I'm gonna take everything but the Lightning. Lightning and VIP are basically worthless cards in this matchup. Cramorant doesn't have much meaning either, so I definitely could have taken the Lightning over the Cramorant for the concealed cards play. Definitely could have been a better option. Flower Select. I don't really care about spitting into this Genesect. I just want to build up my loss and get deeper into the deck. There's 2 prizes. It's okay because I dropped Oricorio, but I don't necessarily need it. I will just my win condition and game plan is taking 2 Mew VMAX knockouts. So the Ultra Ball. Lost winning our Radiant Greninja would be a bit annoying, or just path spam if this is a control Mew list. Path to the peak is certainly annoying when we lost our only stadium on the first turn, so there's a Cramorant. Definitely could try to fit Lost Vacuum or additional training courts to this list. I don't have a whole lot of space, and I'm never much to add non-consistency cards to a somewhat inconsistent deck. Lost Box isn't the most inconsistent deck ever, but it has awkward hands sometimes, because a large portion of your deck doesn't work until you have 7 into the Lost Zone. So they're using lots of power tablets early, so it might be hard for them to Psychic Leap around later. And Psychic Leap is definitely Mew's strongest tool in this matchup. I definitely think it's an underutilized attack, because my opponent was unfortunate enough to start Oricorio, but if you could just have 2 Mews on the bench, one instead of that Oricorio, then you can psychically back into Mews, and I have to find a way to take an additional knockout. Which of course I do have Zamazenta that can help me achieve that. It's just a little more annoying, forcing me to find even more cards when you're constantly Marnieing and judging and Roxanning me. So I will go for the Drapion play, but I'm also going to Quick Ball for the Zacian and get it on board as well. So I have my opponent somewhat checkmated to where I will drop Zacian, Mirage Gate the Grass and the Psychic to it, put the Metal on it. So even if he Roxannes me, I still am just a couple cards away from winning. So you'll just take this knockout with Drapion, put 60 on the Radiant Greninja once again. And there's a Choice Belt away from winning. So this is where Oricorio is alright. Doesn't mess up my math, but it adds, I think, the only pro that it really has in this matchup. And most builds don't run Zacian. That's just kind of something unique to this one that I'm playing today. So we'll start Alchemy. You have to think that that's going to be Roxanne. That's a double turbo. Ultra Ball. They do need to find damage modifier yet, which I don't. They've already exhausted quite a few. So there's a Drapion, or there's Ultra Ball. Let's see. I would love to keep my hand because I know that Raihan on top. Roxanne. I had that Raihan on top, which could let me win the game with finding Choice Belt, to find an extremely useless 2-card hand, double power tablet. You don't need another tablet. Like, what are you digging for? I was just playing greedy for my opponent. Techno Blast for the knockouts. So I'll promote the Comfey. We are still off a little bit. We do find a net, which helps us dig a little deeper. Colress, so we'll be able to dig a little bit here. Nothing off of that. I have everything about the gate and VIP. I'll Quick Ball out the Raikou. Get Zigzagoon. I just need a net or what's it called? Choice Belt here. I'm just 1 card away, 14 cards in deck, and we didn't get there. So I can't leave the Zacian in play, or it's just going to get lost zoned. So I'm going to Scoop Up Net the Zacian, and all the energies will have to go. Dang it, now we're really susceptible to. Well, we would be susceptible to Psychic Leap play, but our opponent used up all their power tablets there. So we don't have to be worried about it anymore. Unless they have like Silene Cross Switcher, which would be incredibly crazy. So this is where if my opponent can pull off a Psychic Leap, like Psychic Leap plus Judge basically wins him the game. I have to have a completely insane hand to be able to come back from that. But they don't have any tabs. So now they will Echoing Horn, clog up my bench, I guess. They can try to like cap my bench and then just start glistening. That seems so bad. Maybe though, maybe they'll start glistening droplets and just then bench locked. They'll glistening droplets to set up the Mew VMAX Psychic Leap play. But that seems incredibly scuff. Nope, there's a Cross Switcher. So do they have the Silene to combo that with? Or is this just because I have game in hand? Right? No, I'm not quite there. I need either Gates or Belt to win the game. Well, no, I do. He has 90 on the me already, so I have game in hand. Yeah, that's the game. Right? Unless they go for ghosting droplets, which... Nope, just a Techno Blast. Alright, we got this one. So we'll promote the Comfey. I don't need these flower selecting, but I do find the Mirage Gate off of it. So I'll bench the Zacian. Maybe Rod back in. Yeah, Grass and Psychic. Bench the Zacian. Gate the Grass and Psychic onto it. Attach the metal. Raihan. Energy active for the retreat. And that is a good game. Doesn't matter what I grab. So we will just use an amazing sword. Take the game. GG. Well played. Alright, so that is amazing rare Lost Zone box. Thank you guys for watching. If you made this far in the video, you are just the absolute best. Please consider subscribing and checking out my Crown Zenith playlist. If you want to try out this deck yourself, I will have the PTCGO export in the description below. If you have any decks, suggestions that you want me to play, changes that you'd make, questions on how to play the deck, let me know below. I will happily answer them as soon as I can. I do want to try more Lost Zone decks, Sky Seal Stone, Rayquaza, all of those. If you have any other decks, any variants of Lost Box, anything you'd like me to try, let me know. I do like this list quite a bit. It's one of my more favorite decks in format. I always liked Lost Box. It's a very fun deck to play. I just like the challenge of playing it. So yeah, that's that. So thank you guys for watching, and this has been All Out Blitzel, and I'll catch you next time.